Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Um, I have the salt supply. Man, let me tell you, that's a solid piece of equipment. I'm very impressed with that. Um, this is what I'm working on. I'm always safety in mind, and I was talking to my church leadership, and um, they are willing to do less lethal as a alternative and a concealed carry. Um, and concealed carry too. This is what I'm going to do next Saturday. And I normally do not do this next Saturday, but I'm doing missionary work. I'm going to finish my concealed carry. I'm going to finish concealed carry and get certified. And then I'm going to budget. Actually, I'm gonna see if my church actually can pay for a gun. They are willing to possibly pay for a less lethal. It has to be affordable. So I'm thinking of either the Streetwise less lethal. I prefer .68 personally. I think 150 is kind of where my sweet spot price wise. I did recommend Byrna, or even now the salt supply, but it's a budget wise. I'm going to conceal carry. I'll work on during the summer. I can get a gun. If anything, guns are more affordable than less lethal. Ain't that something? But anyway, I finally feel accomplished of getting them understand that it's time to strengthen the security. And it has to be in such a way that if I'm not there, it still moves accordingly. It still moves accordingly. It still move accordingly. Like it should be one outskirts, one concealed in the church. Two concealed would be better, but someone that's concealed, they carry. And I found, and what was the thing is, I finally sold them on is that, just in case. Now, one of the questions was asked was, what if you missed and you hit somebody else? And I said, okay, that's the beauty of less lethal. I mean, it hits that person and it doesn't ricochet to a point where it's going to knock somebody out or kill somebody, or they miss, unless you're a good shot. And then at the end, if the less lethal doesn't work and you say, less lethal, get down, and they keep on moving, then it should be a code 12, and then code 12 means that you have to use legal firearm to take that person down. So I think there should be a cold system, and a cold system, and just to let people know, but not scare people. I'm be honest. I'm gonna have to research and see what other churches do, like the massive churches, and how they do security. What their codes, what their way they take down people. I think someone recommend a security vest that says security team, so people will know, hey, this is security. I think we're moving in the right direction. Now, for those who say, well, just have a gun, everybody can't handle a gun, and everybody don't practice enough with a gun. Less lethal is safe. You can practice in the basement. It's basically target practice for you shooting a gun. Granted, you gotta shoot your gun. You gotta go to the range and shoot it. But if you got less lethal, you practicing aim in a way. You practicing, movement. I think where I want to go is they are going that way, and I'm happy for that, because at the end of the day, I want the people in my church safe. God forbid a crisis happen, but you can't just wait and think that people have respect for churches or schools. People don't have any respect anymore. The boundary of people is people don't have any boundaries. So the only way to make them obey is by showing, hey, you're not going to cross this line. And when you're doing something like this, you can really get on a power struggle and power thing. But if you're doing it for the right thing, now this guy, and his name is John, and it's not from Alternative Arms, but it's another John from Something Less Lethal. He talked about how that security team is kind of a friendly person, but security at the same time. You don't have to be a dictator or a sheriff, but you just gotta be effective. And I think that is the method. That is the way to. That's the way to defend yourself and defend people, by setting up a situation. Less lethal is the first choice. Less lethal is the first choice. I think less lethal is the first choice. Berna is probably my go-to if I'm saying a church, but it may be a funding, maybe something they can't afford. So I'm gonna look at, I'm gonna see if they can do self-supplies. If 229, and you do that 2 or 3 times, because I recommend 3 or 4 people, 3 to have it, and 1 is concealed carry. But all of it concealed carry. No one should really know. There should be one security person, I think it's a security person, and then you have 2 other people that is concealed, and then at the end you have one concealed carry, or two, one at the door concealed carry, and one in the church concealed carry. So I'm strategizing a formula to see how this works. But it's the direction I want to go, because I don't want a crisis. I mean, people go to church to be vulnerable, to be safe. That's like one of the safest places to be, outside your home, and it should not be a place of danger, just in case an active shooter. And always prepare for the active shooter, because that's the one thing that most likely won't happen, but it can possibly happen, and nobody have any answer, and all you have is just to wait and put your hands up. And that is not what I want. I want people to be safe. Less lethal is the first go-to. If that person didn't stop, then you have to go to your gun. Your gun should not be the first thing you pull out, because you want, one, if a cop's pull like, hey, we shot him with less lethal, and then stop them. Then you shot them with a gun, and they're like, oh, okay, and you go from there. And then the audience is your witness, you know. So you should legally get off on that. So, yeah, that's what I think. That's what I'm shooting for. No pun intended. Is for safety. And it's a sad day that we have to do this, but we got to. Just in case, you know, you just need to be safe. And that's all I ever want to do, is make sure my people are safe, self-defense wise. It's a formulation of my self-defense martial arts, is to make sure, like, okay, you know, it's I want people to be safe. So, all right, thank you for listening to me, hearing my vision. Granted, it is room for improvement. If anybody's doing church security or crowd security, and you carry less lethal and lethal, please reach out into the comments, and somehow I'll get your information and we'll talk. Because this is me not being a security officer, even though I've done security many years ago. But it's just me thinking, like, okay, we gotta start from somewhere. You know, it's not gonna be perfect, but doing nothing is not helping anybody. So, all right, have a good one.